Not short as well for Naz Hillman. Full court pass and
The 2025 WNBA season is about to kick off with the Indiana Fever poised to build on their breakout 2024 campaign, fueled by Caitlin Clark's record-setting rookie year and a roster brimming with potential. Fans packed Gainbridge Fieldhouse, eager to see if the Fever could take the next step toward playoff contention from the preseason performance.
It's going to be an exciting season. I think more than anything, we're a deep team, and I think everyone's really bought into trusting the process. This season, it's going to...
And here's where it gets even crazier. The Fever delivered a thrilling 81-76 victory, driven by an unexpected hero, Lexie Hull. Her stellar performance off the bench, paired with Clark's clutch playmaking, stole the show and set the tone for the season.
It might not start off super pretty, but we know that putting in the work, putting in, trust into the coaching staff, trust in each other, that by the end of the season we'll be exactly where we want to be. So just excited, with the progress we've made even over just 3 games.
But that's just the beginning. This is the story of Hull's game-changing night, the Fever's balanced attack, and how they overcame a tough Atlanta squad to finish the preseason undefeated. This is where things take a surprising turn. In the lead-up to the Atlanta Dreams game, Caitlin Clark faced a minor off-court distraction, a brief altercation during a team event in Atlanta that was quickly resolved. And the reason why will shock you. Clark, the 2024 AP Rookie of the Year, has faced intense scrutiny since being drafted first overall, and this blip was just another hurdle. She brushed it off, channeling her energy into practice and rallying her teammates. But hold on, it gets even better. The incident, far from derailing the Fever, seemed to sharpen their resolve, setting the stage for a performance that would redefine their identity, thanks to Lexie Hull's heroics. This is where things go completely off the rails.
And as a player in the W as well. A lot of people forget that Dawn played this game at a high level. Who forgets that? 3 ball good. So second attempt.
The Fever entered their final preseason game with a 2-0 record, having dispatched the Washington Mystics and the Brazil national team. The Atlanta Dream, a gritty team with playoff aspirations, presented a stiffer challenge at Gateway Center Arena. The game was a seesaw battle, with both teams trading leads in a high-intensity preview of the regular season. And here's where everything changes. While Clark's playmaking and Kelsey Mitchell's scoring kept Indiana competitive, it was Lexie Hull's fourth-quarter explosion that turned the tide. The Fever stumbled early, falling behind 21-9 as Atlanta's defense smothered Clark, who missed her first 3 shots. And if you think that's bad, just wait. Aaliyah Boston anchored the paint, scoring 6 points and grabbing a defensive rebound to close the gap to 26-23 by the end of the first. In the second quarter, Clark found her rhythm, hitting a deep 3 and dishing an assist to Boston for a layup, giving Indiana a 28-26 lead. But here's what they're not telling you. Lexie Hull, coming off the bench, was quietly making her presence felt. She scored 3 points, nabbed a steal, and secured 2 rebounds, injecting energy into the Fever's lineup. At halftime, the score was tied at 41-41. Clark had 8 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds, while Boston contributed 10 points and 5 rebounds. Mitchell added 8 points, including 2 threes. Hull's early contributions, though modest, hinted at her potential to shift the game's momentum. And that's just scratching the surface. The second half would belong to her.
All right, yeah, let's go. Good job. Wow, we're going to get some really good stuff out of this film.
This is where it gets really interesting. Kelsey Mitchell caught fire in the third, dropping 8 points with 2 more three-pointers, keeping the Fever ahead. Atlanta's Tina Charles and Jordan Canada countered with 12 combined points, narrowing the gap to 62-60. Clark added 2 points and 3 assists, showcasing her floor general instincts. But the Fever's defense wavered. But what happens next is truly insane. Enter Lexie Hull. The third-year guard hustled for an offensive rebound and drew a foul, sinking both free throws to push Indiana's lead to 64-60 entering the fourth. Her tenacity was infectious, and the Fever bench erupted, sensing a turning point. And you'll want to pay close attention to this part. Hull's defensive intensity and timely plays were setting the stage for a career-defining quarter. And here's where it gets even crazier. Lexie Hull owned the fourth quarter, erupting for 11 points to finish with a team-high 14 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal in 24 minutes. Stick around, because this next part is huge. Hull's barrage included 2 clutch three-pointers and a fearless driving layup that silenced the Atlanta crowd. Her defensive prowess, disrupting passing lanes and forcing 3 turnovers in the final 5 minutes, was equally impactful. And the best part? We're just getting started. Clark, feeding off Hull's energy, delivered in the clutch, adding 5 points, including a step-back 3 that extended the lead to 78-73 with 1:30 left. Her final line, 13 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 out of 7 from 3, highlighted her all-around brilliance, but her poise was the catalyst. But here's the most important part. With the game on the line, Clark drew a double team and found Hull, who sank free of crucial free throws with 10 seconds remaining, sealing the 81-76 victory. Indiana Fever 81, Atlanta Dream 76. Lexie Hull stole the show with her 14 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 2 out of 4 three-pointers, all in 24 minutes. Caitlin Clark's 13 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists were vital to the team's victory. Kelsey Mitchell and AB combined to bring home 24 points for the Fever. And by the end of this, you'll understand why this is so important. The Fever's balanced attack, with Hull, Clark, and Mitchell in double figures, and Turner dominating the glass, showcased their depth. Hull's 11 fourth-quarter points were the game changer, earning her widespread praise. And the final twist? It's something no one expected. Lexie Hull's performance was a revelation. Known for her defensive grit, Hull had struggled offensively, shooting just 28.4% from 3 in her career before the 2025 preseason. Against Atlanta, she flipped the script, hitting 50% of her threes and displaying newfound confidence. And that's when everything clicked into place. Her impact was felt everywhere. Hull dove for loose balls, took charges, and battled for rebounds, igniting the Fever's transition game. Her 2 three-pointers in the fourth were daggers, and her defensive pressure on Atlanta's guards forced critical mistakes. But here's something most people completely miss. Hull's breakout could reshape the Fever's rotation. In 2024, she transitioned to a bench role after starting in 2023, but her 14-point two-way masterclass against Atlanta suggests she's ready for more minutes. Her chemistry with Clark, evident in fast break plays and off-ball cuts, adds a dynamic layer to Indiana's offense. And this part, it changes everything. Hull's ability to score, defend, and hustle makes her a Swiss Army knife, capable of swinging games in the Fever's favor. But what if I told you that's not the whole story? Caitlin Clark managed a decent 13 points in this game. With the 2025 WNBA season within touching distance now, you can see why she's reserving her best for the new season. Clark's 2024 season provides context. She torched the Chicago Sky for 31 points on August 30th, 2024, in a 100-81 rout, proving her scoring ceiling. In Atlanta, her 13 points were less about volume and more about impact. Her fourth-quarter 3 and assist to Hull were pivotal. After all, she has broken her range by shooting from 36 feet against the Brazilian national team. What more does she have to prove? The consequences were game-defining. And here's where things go completely off script. Hull's emergence as the game's star proved Indiana doesn't need Clark to drop 30 to win. They're deeper than that. But that's where things take a wild turn. The Fever's victory was more than a preseason win. It was a statement. Hull's stellar performance showcased their bench strength, while Clark's resilience after a minor distraction underscored her leadership. Trust me, you're going to want to hear this. With Mitchell's scoring, Boston's dominance in the paint, and newcomers like DeWanna Bonner and Sophie Cunningham, the Fever are built for a playoff push in 2025. And by the end of this video, it'll all make sense. The Atlanta game was a microcosm of Indiana's potential, a team that thrives on depth, heart, and clutch play. Hull's breakout as a game changer adds a new dimension, and the Fever's 3-0 preseason record signals their readiness. You'll want to see this through to the end. Trust me. As the regular season begins, one thing is clear. Lexie Hull has arrived, and the Fever are a force to be reckoned with.
For the first possession for the Atlanta Dream. Just down by 2 at halftime.
This was the moment the now you know vibe came to life, and you're gonna see why it's such a big deal. The Fever were in a dogfight with Atlanta, and then Lexie Hull comes off the bench like a human spark plug. She drops 14 points, grabs 5 rebounds, dishes 4 assists, and swipes a steal, hitting 2 out of 4 from deep. You could feel the energy shift. The campaign's all about confidence and surprises. letting you know this team's deeper than you thought. Hull's hustle, like forcing 3 turnovers in crunch time, and her newfound swagger on offense scream fever basketball. And trust me, you're gonna want to stick around for this. She's not just the 47.1% three-point shooter from 2024, second best in the league, by the way. Against Atlanta, she showed you she's a two-way beast who can change games. You're gonna see why this matters. Hull's breakout was the perfect way to kick off Now You Know, screaming to you that the Fever aren't a one-woman show. She's proof this team's got weapons everywhere. As the regular season rolls in, Hull's Atlanta performance has you on notice. The Fever are loaded and they're coming for it all. Now you know. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates. Stay tuned.